Coming to you live from Northwell Ice Center in East Meadow, New York. Site of tonight's matchup between Farmingdale State College Rams and the University of Delaware Blue Hens. This is a third of a set of 3 games these two teams have faced off against each other in. The first 2, which took place in Syosset, had Delaware winning both those games by the same exact score of 4-3. However, got there in a little couple different ways. In that first game, it was the Blue Hens, a game that featured a ton of penalties and a lot of power play goals for both teams. And Farmingdale chipped in a 5-on-3 goal, 5-on-4 goal, and then down by 2 goals in the third period, pulled the goaltender and got within 1, 6-on-5, ultimately leading to the 4-3 defeat. In the second game, the game that took place last night, that matchup featured a more back-and-forth game, one in which Farmingdale led. They did not lead at all in the first meeting. They led in the second game 2 separate times, 1-0 and 2-1. However, ultimately, in a 3-3 tie late in the third, a bit of a fluky goal was scored from behind the net. It rode up the net like a ramp and bagged off the goaltender and in. An unfortunate break for Farmingdale's Tendy, who had otherwise had a great pair of games, that being P.J. Tercey. It appears Luke Pavone will get the start in between the pipes tonight for Farmingdale. He's taking some warm-up shots here. Tercey directly in front of the benches right now, or rather in front of the glass here. Fires a shot wide. We saw the same goaltender starting both games for University of Delaware as well, and that goaltender being Andrew Gaddy. He collected both wins as Delaware stay unbeaten this season. University of Delaware, as I mentioned, the 2 wins against Farmingdale and a 4-3 victory. So they've won all of their games this year by a score of 4-3. They beat ACHA D2 Newman University 4-3, and now took down Farmingdale twice in a row by that same score. Again, they are led by Quinn Scribner on the back end. It has been prominent in all of these matchups, as well as Michael Gibbons. He has been very noticeable. A lot of ice time. The forward wearing number 17 for the Blue Hens tonight. Other players to keep an eye on who have provided goals specifically in this series. Cam Rafestanger for the Blue Hens has had a couple of goals throughout. Zach Solomon has provided points as well, wears number 18 for the Blue Hens. Michael DePrisco had a hat trick in that first game against Farmingdale. Number 7, Kyle Kosh, has also been very noticeable, and number 16, Ryan Anatra, as well as number 33, Alex Burchard. See him on the penalty kill on the Farmingdale side of things. It's been a frustrating couple of games, which you came close but couldn't ultimately pull out the victory. However, in those games, Noah Lavoie has continued to compile good game after good game to start the season thus far. Luke Ferrazzi scored that 5-on-3 goal. He's been noticeable. Ian Riberich as well, to be in a goal. Donnie Pace and Chris DeAndrea also have been quite noticeable. And on the back end, Joey Paratori has provided offense from the defensive spot, as well as number 44, Larry Lena. So all those players, some players to keep an eye on as we get set to begin this first period between Farmingdale and the University of Delaware. So I will step aside and return in just a moment as the starting lineups and national anthem will commence. And I'll catch you on the other side of that for the puck drop here tonight between Farmingdale and University of Delaware. You're listening to Farmingdale State Rams hockey here on LI Sports Network. There you have the national anthem rendition, a little close-up of the flag, and that's provided by Frank Potetto, our cameraman. here tonight. And to my right, Gabe Curry will be handling live stats as well as our social media. What is our social media? At LI Sports Network, of course. Be sure to give that a follow. You won't regret it, I promise. Plenty of updates on there from all the teams we cover. Speaking of teams we cover, Farmingdale got the season started right with a 4-1 victory against Fordham. Then they met with the University of Delaware Blue Hens, and the Blue Hens have bested them twice, 4-3 each time. Will they get at least one win from Delaware? That will be decided here tonight. Or can Delaware complete the clean sweep of the Farmingdale State Rams? Let's find out as the puck is dropped. We're underway. First period. Early possession for Delaware. Malandrucolo will send it around to the far side. DeAndrea's over there. Chris, of course, not any other first name. Here's Gibbons, takes it away. I mentioned how prominent he's been. Wrist shot, they score! Well, that didn't take very long, did it? Delaware on the board early in the first. And it looks like the goal was scored by Henry Long. DePrisco and Gibbons, I believe, getting assists. As there it went off of Long, stick in front. And into the back of the net. DePrisco and Gibbons, well, they're happy to see their teammate score. So early. 1-0. Farmingdale don't have an empty net. That shot is stopped. And that goaltender, by the way, is Marco Nagy. As Gabe points out, I had the empty net clicked, and thanks, Gabe. Get you a man who could do it all, like Gabe Curry. Anyway, Lena. Try to send it ahead for Castellano. Farmingdale already down 1-0, not even a minute into this first period. They'll go D to D. Lena. Deflected in by Castellano. He'll hustle for a change. Out to play it. And haven't even faced a shot on goal yet, Marco Nagy. Or rather, he has made one save so far. To the blue line, Paratori shot deflected. They score! Farmingdale respond. And it didn't take much time either, as that puck redirected in front. It looks like Noah Lavoie got the last tip on it. The shot originating from Paratori. And Farmingdale have tied the game at 1. One more time. Paratori, the shot, there's the tip. Getting a piece of it was Nagy, just didn't get all of it. He needed all of it there. So good response for Farmingdale, and Noah Lavoie got taken out by the official, and the Delaware fans are loving it. Pish tittle anyway. Going the other way, Solomon, diving effort, Solomon. Saw Matthew Schaefer score his first career NHL goal by just plunging himself ahead toward the goalie, as we saw right there from Solomon. Well, that was a bit of a more chaotic mess in front for Schaefer, not so much there for Solomon. To the blue line and across. It's Crowell out in front, and a ram went flying, and getting back up, that's DeSaro during that puck battle and net front battle. Shot blocked, rolling puck, steered out of harm's way by defenseman Gavin Johns. Delaware regroup 1-1. As that goal Lavoie from Paratori. Don't have a secondary assist just yet. Thank you, Gabe. Firing a shot from the far circle and getting it denied, Tyler Wadika. So we'll let some time bleed off here as 7:21 left, or 17:21 left here in the first period. We're all tied up at 1. These two teams they've proven anything, it's that they're evenly matched. As the very loud audio from the Northwell rink blares into my ears, and likely to yours at home. Here's Kyle Kosh. Centers one all the way through. Banked ahead, a foot race. It'll be an icing, but it comes on goal. And covering is Marco Nagy. So both goaltenders who we have not seen thus far in this series have allowed goals here in the early goings. So we're nearly 3 minutes gone by in this hockey game, 1-1. I think that puts us on pace for a 17-18 goal game. We're not going to see that. At least I don't think so. Puck along the near half wall, controlled by the Blue Hens. They'll send one in, hoping to get it to Kosh. Farmingdale take back for the moment. Taking it back away once more is Allen. Allen to Kosh, sticked away by Pavone. Lena, good outlet pass, finds his winger on the far side, and that being Wadika. Delaware back in with it. Near circle shot from Allen, stopped rebound. Kosh couldn't get it through. To the blue line and Healy. Healy trying to send a puck through a mess of bodies in front. Believe it was blocked before it kicks now to the far wall where it could be battled for. Couple of Rams, couple of Hens. They do try to get possession here as they continue to jab away at it. Finally, it's reversed to the near side. Too far for the stick of Grillo. And now Ferrazzi can reset. He'll get the return pass from Lena. Ferrazzi over the blue, offside, says the linesman. So 15:41. Throw some time back on. Left here in the first period. You're listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of Farmingdale State ACHA M3 hockey. Ryan Brannigan, Gabe DeCurry, and cameraman Frank Botetto are all here with you. Here from the Northwell Ice Center in East Meadow. On this very rainy, windy, bit of a crummy day. So if you did not want to make the trip, hope you have found our link and have tuned in. Feel free to throw that link around to all those who may want to listen as well. In the corner, Paratori fires around. It's Riberich trying to stab it out of the zone. He cannot. Held in at the far blue line by Johns. Opposite corner dump now from Crowell, and stepping up to make a play on it there is wearing number 36, says here Marco Nagy. I believe Marco is playing goal tonight, so I have to try to figure out who number 36 on Delaware is. Meanwhile, at the line, did it come out? No. Farmingdale fans think it might have. It did not, says the only person whose opinion matters. The linesman. Work back down low. Cameron Levy. And now a stoppage. Will we see our game's first penalty here? We will. It's Ferrazzi to the box. Gable hooked me up on the official penalty as well. Well, Luke Ferrazzi in the box for 2. The first power play of the game belongs to Delaware. Chance to reestablish their once had lead. Did not last very long. To the blue line. Crowell works it across to DePrisco. Return back to Crowell. Gibbons avoiding a stick check from Malandrucolo. One-time shot, Crowell save. Rebound in the near circle is gathered and cleared by the Rams. Donnie Pace got to that loose puck. Malandrucolo tied up the man in front who was trying to get the rebound. That, I believe, was Gibbons on that last sequence. Here is Mr. Michael Gibbons. Crowell, opposite corner dump. Hustling to get there first to try to whack it out of the zone was Farmingdale's Mark Della Vecchia. He could not. Still up for grabs on the near side. Malandrucolo battling. That's Long, the first goal scorer of the game for the Blue Hens. Gibbons. Long shot blocked. One-time drive off the side of the net. And a clearing attempt toward the middle of the ice. Dangerous there. Second attempt also fails. Worked back across. And another good cross-ice feed. Nearly connected for Delaware as they've looked dangerous on the power play thus far. And a point shot denied by Pavone. So that leaves 33 ticks left on the power play for Delaware. Again, they've looked dangerous, but nothing to show for it. Face off to the left of Pavone. Won by Farmingdale. They reverse the puck to the far side where it's held in neatly there by ACHA. On for Rafe Stanger. Cam Rafe Stanger. Cross ice feed to the blue line. Scribner. Shot never got through. There was a Midtown tunnel's worth of traffic out in front there. Into the zone now with it is Rafe Stanger. Trying to go back to Kosh. Kosh down the near wall. Delaware gained possession, work it around, centering bid. Doesn't find its way through. Still, though, possession for Delaware. The power play has expired. And that deflection just wide. Big chance for Solomon. Solomon to the blue line. Kosh still all Delaware, despite now it being 5-on-5. Beneath the goal line. Now on for ACHA. ACHA. Slip goes down, and Lavoie will go off, I believe, for a trip. So they didn't even get out of the zone after the power play expired, and they'll be short-ended once more, that being Farmingdale. So throw on 2 minutes, back on the power play for Delaware. 3 seconds back on the game clock. And a power play that didn't score, but it did just about everything else. Possession and high danger chances aplenty. It'll be DePrisco to take the draw to the left of Pavone. Here's Gibbons. The ice has been tilted in towards the Farmingdale end thus far here early on as a shot is denied off the stick of Crowell by Pavone. I mean, outside of that first goal, that deflection in front, Pavone has responded quite well and has looked sharp here early on. Another face-off win for Delaware. They've been good in the face-off dot thus far in the game. That pass in the skates of Gibbons goes by him. Malandrucolo spinning with it, turned over. Gibbons. Crowell looking back door is rejected. Good read by Paratori. Gibbons once more at the top. Now on for Crowell. Gibbons. Wrist shot deflected wide. Looked like it hit the stick of DePrisco. It's Johns in the corner and DePrisco back up for Gibbons. Gibbons returns to Johns. Shot save made. Pavone with the blocker. Gibbons again. Nice move. One-time shot blocked. Paratori got in the way of the one-time blast by Johns. And finally, Farmingdale get it clear. They had not had it clear since that prior power play. They were pinned in the zone ever since, even after it expired. And some much-needed relief for the Rams. Reefstanger. Up the near side, taken away by Pace. And a good shorthanded seal off there from Donnie Pace. You know, a nice little dangle. He scores! What a move, what a goal for Scribner. And it gives Delaware the 2-1 edge. Power play goal. Quinn Scribner. That's, I believe, his second of the year. So 1 for 2 on the PP tonight are the Blue Hens. And they reestablish the lead they once had early in the first period, inside that first minute. See if they can hold it longer than a minute or so, as that's all it took for Farmingdale to respond with a goal of their own. It is these teams' third consecutive night of playing hockey. See if fatigue becomes a factor for any of the players who have played all 3 games in back-to-back-to-back nights, as that puck ends up in the Farmingdale bench. Nice catch, I think, made by one of the trainers. Is that Ago made that catch? I don't think so, but he's there. So face-off outside the Farmingdale zone. Again, looked like they won it for a moment, Delaware. It's instead fired in by the Rams, and Jake Paul doing so. Stopped by goaltender Nagy to the line, not out. Now finally does get out of the zone, trying to step up and make a play on it. Turns out a chance the other way for Kosh. Another save made. The rebound opportunity for Allen denied by Pavone. Meanwhile, going the other way. A shot from Insana goes wide. Kosh can carry out now for Delaware. Looking for an offside, or the entirety of the Rams bench. They will get one. And that stops the clock with 8:44 left here in the first period. 2-1 Delaware over Farmingdale. ACHA M3 action, LI Sports Network. That's going to be an icing there on Delaware. So a bit of a break for Farmingdale. Face off to the left of Nagy. They really got to put more shots towards the Delaware netminder. See if they can do that here. They lose the face-off, though. Puck along the far wall. Pace trying to, or rather Wadika trying to hold it through. Melandrukalo steps up on it. A little stab with the stick. However, it's promptly exited out of the zone by Delaware and Kosh. Kosh, dump and chase. On the far wall. Nice play there by the pinching Scribner. And Scribner's pass goes all the way down. Linesmen say play on. It is Mangano. Has it poked away before he exited the zone. Chance here, Farmingdale. They work it down low. However, the Donnie, is that Pace? Yeah, Donnie Pace pass, unable to be threaded. Still worked to Wadika. Wadika out in front. Big chance there for Manzi. A good stop from Nagy. Larry Lena sends it into the zone. Turned over, chance toward the net. Right pad save made. Another try goes off the side of the net. And that puck ends up in the Delaware bench. As we're just under 13 minutes gone by in the first period, we've had 3 goals, 2 for Delaware, 1 for Farmingdale. That's for all you listening. I'm sure you at home watching can tell what the scoreboard says, unless you can't. Shot from the far circle, wide, and Delaware emerge. Rams trying to break out efficiently. However, a whistle will stop any efficiency from happening there. Oh, a penalty has been called. I don't think he's a big fan of it, he being James Mangano of Delaware, so Farmingdale will get their first turn on the power play tonight. They trail by 1. A chance to equalize the game once more for Farmingdale. They've collected several power play goals throughout this 3-game series. And that shot from Paratori, who has driven much of the offense as well. From the back end, gloved by Marco Nagy. Little drop of the puck to the right of Nagy is, again, another face-off win for Delaware, and it's sent all the way down. Those face-off wins really are pivotal when you're on the power play or shorthanded. Ferrazzi, cross-ice pass, connects off the wall to Lavoie. Lavoie speeds around the net, maintains his balance, floats one to Paratori. Paratori back across Ferrazzi. Ferrazzi, I'm going to say he faked the shot, give him the benefit of the doubt there. Lavoie, that one blocked. Getting in the way of it, Burchard. Once more, Paratori. Lavoie walks, shot. Trying to go 5-hole, and getting the stick in to make the stop was Nagy, and clearing our Delaware. A little over a minute now remaining on the Farmingdale power play, their first of the night. Ferrazzi. Lafata. Dropping for Lavoie. Now Lena. Wrist shot deflects up and hits the glass. Put back out in front. Whipping it around the net. Lafata plays catch with Ferrazzi. And now back for Lena. Ferrazzi. Wrister. Traffic. They score! Farmingdale tie it at 2 on another deflection in front. A power play goal scored by Luke Ferrazzi. There you see the deflection. Shot originated from Ferrazzi, but I think Lafata gets that goal, if you ask me. So back to 5-on-5, back to action. Tied up at 2 as, again, these two teams continue to show how evenly matched they truly are. Going tit for tat. Power play goal for power play goal. Whipped across on the backhand by Ribrich. Worked down low, out in front, off a defender's stick, and down goes Ribrich. Sealed off and sealed up by goaltender Nagy. Gabe, does this puck get deflected? He's watching the replay now. Gabe says no deflection. So it's a goal for Ferrazzi. Lena and Lafata picking up assists. On the equalizing goal for Farmingdale. Blue Hens clear. Staying right back in. A bit of an awkward play of the puck, and now a big hit. That is a boarding penalty to be assessed. Looks like Charles Peary is the guilty party. I haven't seen much of Peary in this series. And now Peary will catch the next 2 minutes. At least he hopes it's 2 minutes from the view of the penalty box. So a Farmingdale power play, which just found the back of the net, gets another opportunity here. 4:36 left here in the first period. 2-2 score. Face-off won by Delaware, and they clear it out. Now, how many times have you heard me say face-off won by Delaware? It's been quite a few. Lead pass for Ozzie hit the stick of LaFata, but he couldn't really settle it. Turned over and right back down the ice it goes. DeAndrea's seam pass is off a skate. Still, though, willed into the zone by the Rams, and DeAndrea and Ferrazzi. To the blue line, it is Paratori. Ferrazzi. Shot, save made with the glove through traffic by Nagy. Ferrazzi picking up his second or third game. Did he score last night as well, Ferrazzi? Did Ferrazzi score last night? He did. So third goal of the series for Ferrazzi. Yes. To the blue line, held in by Paratori. Paratori walks, hits Lavoie. Lavoie's wrister deflects wide, high and over the net. Ferrazzi doing work down low, out in front, just missed the stick of LaFata. And Delaware clear, and now a potential shorthanded opportunity for Allen. Charles Allen goes around the Farmingdale net, centering pass, nobody home. And away can come the Rams. Lavoie with DeAndrea. Hits the brakes, allows the rest of his power play unit to gain the zone. Ferrazzi to Paratori. Wrist shot, just missed. Stepping down, Ferrazzi a drive, and a save made by Nagy. .34 seconds left on the power play. 3:10 remaining in the first period. And it's Delaware who possess off the draw, but Scribner coughed it up, and it rolls harmlessly to the side of the net where Nagy can cover up, and will do it all over again to the right of the Delaware netminder. Megan Patterson, how's it going? Watching hockey while I wait for Toronto baseball playoffs. Yes. Blue Jays in the, what is it? The NLCS, or the ALCS. See if they can punch their ticket to the World Series. That journey will start later tonight, as you mentioned. No, the Leafs changed the schedule of their game. They were going to conflict with the Blue Jays, and so the Leafs game was pushed up. I think that's great. I think more teams should do that, so that fans of both teams of the city can enjoy both games. Meanwhile, this game, tied at 2, has a rush going the other way. Taken away by the Rams. They clear out. 2-on-2 over the blue. Shot and a glove save made by Nagy. Power play is expired. 1 for 2 tonight are now both teams on the man advantage. So with Fisher playing throughout the rink, a face-off to the left of Nagy, won by the Rams. That shot from the point, nearly deflected. It goes wide. Right back up top. One-time drive from the opposite circle, and it wouldn't go on net. Lena kept in. Lena will try to do it again. Will, helped out by his teammate. Another wrist shot from the far circle, missed wide. Tom Forty. Lead pass. Wrist shot denied. That's Jake Paul with the shot on goal. Delaware escaped the zone. Gibbons across. It's the shot from long. Glove save made. Rebound and Good defense from the Rams, preventing the rebound shot from getting through. Could have been dangerous. Paul will dump in as we approach and hit the last minute of this first period, a 4-goal first period. That's been quite entertaining, at least for me. Hopefully for you back home as well, no matter the team you support. Gibbons avoiding a check from Ferrazzi. And a takeaway. Paratori speeding into the zone from his defensive post, far circle, and a shot and a save made by Nagy. To the blue line, and Malandrucolo can hold in. Paratori will cross-ice dump it right back for the Rams, who are offside, and they did not know. Believe it or not, the linesman screaming off can quite easily be drained out at times when you're on the ice, zoned in, doing your thing. But because they did not listen to the linesman and continued to play on, the faceoff comes all the way down to the left of Pavone. Loose puck in the slot. Shot never got through. Again, Farmingdale's been doing a good job of blocking shots of late here in this first period. Scribner, the dump in attempt hit a blue hen. Officials say play on, and that concludes the first period. A very entertaining first at that. It started with a goal from Henry Long, with assists provided by Gibbons and Michael DePrisco. Farmingdale responded. Around a minute later, Noah Lavoie with a goal from Paratori, getting the assist. Then the power play marker for Delaware. It was Quinn Scribner scoring from Ryan Anatra. And then finally, Luke Ferrazzi, his third goal of the series from Lena and Lafada. 2-2 at the end of one. You're listening to Farmingdale State Hockey, ACHA M3 here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, I'll be back with all of you fine folks for the start of the second period. So take a break, check out some of the other games we have on LI Sports Network, or any, whatever you want to do. Just come back in about 15. I'll see you there for the second period on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Northwell Ice Center here in East Meadow, New York, site of tonight's Farmingdale, Delaware ACHA M3 game. On LI Sports Network, Ryan Brannigan, cameraman Frank Potato, live stats, social media, and more. Gabe DeCurry here, all with you. In the start of the second period, 2-2 at the end of one. The last goal to equalize it for Farmingdale scored by Ferrazzi. And Luke Ferrazzi is, again, his third of the series, third against Delaware thus far. DePrisco scored his fourth, or rather, he got an assist. Sorry, that first goal for Henry Long. DePrisco getting it would have been his fourth. So he took the initial shot. Here we go. Second period. Set to begin, and we're away. And knotted up just as we were as the game began. 4 goals later. Turnover behind the Delaware net. Out in front, nobody home for Farmingdale, so that opportunity missed, and Pavone will stop the puck and give it away. Oh, Pavone, shot denied. He made up for it there, but a scramble in front. Farmingdale will clear it. Early chance there for Mangano. Here's LaFata picking up the loose puck. And Luke will softly tap in. To play it on the far side is Peary. Flip to the neutral zone. Stepping up on it was Lena. Still, eventually the puck finds its way into the Farmingdale end of the ice. Lena, nice little pass to LaFata. Calling for it, DeAndrea gets it. DeAndrea, drive, and a blocker save made by the aggressive goaltender, Marco Nagy. As he came out to challenge, cut down the angle of DeAndrea. Hens trying to gain the zone. It's on the stick of Walsh, so that is number 36, the skater. Lavoie. Ferrazzi, another good stop from Marco Nagy. Farmingdale, a couple of good chances, trying to avoid too many men on the ice penalty. Farmingdale, and now hand pass will halt play. A minute 33 gone in this second period. Face-off outside of the Delaware zone because of the hand pass. A discussion now between the referee and linesman. Puck is dropped. Another face-off win for Delaware. That was the theme of that first period. Delaware with their white and blue jerseys. Farmingdale in the darker colored jerseys tonight, as we saw the reverse all of the previous matchups, as that dump in goes on goal and is sealed up by Nagy. Again, Farmingdale rocking their all black with the green line jerseys tonight, and changing up the solid blue with yellow from Delaware. They score! Farmingdale lead for the first time tonight off the face-off win. And it's Ferrazzi. His second of the night. Harmless looking shot deflected right onto the stick of Luke Ferrazzi, and he pokes home his own rebound through the 5-hole. So 3-2 Farmingdale. Well, Luke Ferrazzi appearing to be the Achilles heel of Delaware's, fourth already in the series, second tonight. This one comes at even strength. We haven't seen too many even strength goals provided by Farmingdale throughout this series. To the blue line. Held in for the moment there by Gavin Johns. Puck along the far corner. DeSaro will get the assist on the goal, per the official announcement from our PA announcer. Farmingdale have iced the puck here. Flipped out of the zone by the Rams. Hard after it. Wadika creates the turnover. Wadika spun it across. And unable to get a stick on it was Manzi. Into the near corner. Lena tapping it behind the net. Delaware regained control along the near side by virtue of Kosh. Lena takes back. And now a nice move to get out of the zone by Wadika. 2-on-2 over the blue. Wadika wrister over the net. Lena pinching in down the near wall. Takes it away. Centering bid canceled out by Scribner. And now Burchard clears it out. Here's Scribner trying to get it around. That was Grillo. He could not. Kosh. Still Scribner. At the near point, Scribner. D-to-D pass to Peary. Peary can't get a shot through. And now the Rams clear the zone. And that's by virtue of Paul. Jake Paul. Swatted ahead by the glove of Grillo, and so content to not touch it are Delaware, and that'll force the officials to stop play. Whistle it down for a hand pass. 15:35 left here in the second period. The Rams have their first lead of the night, 3-2. Face-off won by Delaware. They'll send in. Backhanded out of play and into the empty road benches, or empty road bleachers, I should say. Gabe, it's DeSaro who got the per the official announcement in the arena. Gabe's trying to give me the goal and the assist. Love you, Gabe. It was, I believe, DeSaro, number 6, the defenseman, credited with the apple on the Ferrazzi tally. That shot from the point is frozen by Luke Pavone. Farmingdale will make a change. Lavoie, LaFata, and DeAndrea, the forward group that comes out on the ice. The defense will remain, those defenders being Mark Dellavecchia and Michael Malandrucolo. It's LaFata. Checked from behind by a back-checking Mangano. Held in by Malandrucolo on the far wall. And now the puck through the feet of Malandrucolo. 2-on-1 developing. Pass across to Walsh. Denied by Pavone. Just stood his ground in the crease. Gave him nothing to shoot at. Delayed penalty coming against Delaware as that puck tipped ahead and can be touched up by the Blue Hens. So third power play of the game so far for Farmingdale. Comes with a chance to extend their lead. Their first of the game. Try to see if we get the, I missed the official, the referee's hand sign to tell me what the penalty was for. It appeared to be away from the play. It could go with interference or roughing or cross-checking even. Shot denied by Nagy. Lavoie. In the near corner, Lavoie with Paratori calling for it. Paratori will get it. Walks the line. Paratori now back for Lavoie. Wrist shot. Left pad stop made by Nagy. To the line, held in by Paratori. Lavoie. Centering. LaFada turnaround shot denied, and he took a shot in order to get that chance. He could feel that hit was coming. Stood his ground, threw it on goal anyway, and he'll take the draw. It's won, however, by Delaware. They cannot clear. Held in. Paratori. Centering eye feed. And oh, what a stop by Nagy. Again, it was LaFada in the slot. Didn't really get all of that shot. He'll want a redo of that one. A great chance in the slot for Luke LaFada. So a minute 18 left on the power play. And 14:01 left here in the second. Farmingdale control off the draw. Work down low, DeAndrea. They like to set him up in front. Wrist shot from a tough angle. Goes off the high glass and out of the zone. Paratori retreating. Less than a minute to go now on the power play for the Rams. Ferrazzi establishing the zone. Drop past Lavoie. Out in front. LaFada, another shot save. Rebound wide. Oh, DeAndrea back out in front and nobody home. Farmingdale continuing to press. Ferrazzi walks. Blocker save made. Nagy. Ferrazzi frustrated. He had a good look, but so did several other Rams on that sequence, including but not limited to DeAndrea. And again, for Luke LaFada. 33 seconds left on the power play. 3:18 left here in the second period. Wadika reverses, and a good job by Solomon to beat Lena to the puck, and he deflects it out. About time for one last rush up the ice, and shot toward Nagy left here on the power play for the Rams. Lena sauced ahead, settled down by Pace. Pace to Wadika, stabbed away. Good read by Rafe Stanger. And now a chance, but too many players on the ice. Coming out of the box was ACHA. But there were too many blue hens littering the ice. And so right back to the box goes ACHA. Tough break for Delaware. They had a breakaway. Like I said, Farmingdale right back to the power play. They win the draw. Paratori. Ferrazzi. The assistant captain. Back to Paratori. Ferrazzi once more. Wrist shot hit the bar. And the rebound, that puck high and out of play toward the crowd. It's a bit of a walk to get all the way over to the road bleachers. Many fans opting of both teams to sit in the seats right in front of us here in the broadcast booth. LaFada to take the draw from Burchard. It is won by Burchard in Delaware and stabbed out of the zone by Kosh. Lavoie. Centering feed deflected by the stick of Scribner. Works its way to Lafata, or rather Ferrazzi. Paratori walks, shot, blocked, rebound just wide. Another huge chance for DeAndrea. He just missed. Paratori. Lavoie, shot block, good step up. Scribner, another chance, they score! Finally breaking through after chance is Luke Lafata. Power play goal, Rams 4-2, they lead. Watch the loose puck. Great stick lift to provide the opportunity to shoot that puck from Lafata. He gets the goal. Lafata the goal. Gable help me out with the assist. Chance now for Delaware. They score! Just a mere seconds after the Rams extend the lead to 2. It's back down to just a 1-goal lead. And it's the second of the night for Henry Long. Look at this, off the draw. Look, the replay starts at the face-off dot. Innocent flip in, wide of Pavone. Watch it come right there. A little touch pass from Gibbons. Long wins the foot race and buries it. That goal happening just, what was that? 7 seconds after the Farmingdale goal? Less than that, Gabe. That's your task. If you could find out for me how many seconds that took place after. My guess is 7. Gabe nodding in approval. So again, the score is 4-3 in a game between Farmingdale and Delaware. This time the Rams have 4. But also a stark difference is we're not even halfway through the second period. Gibbons, who gets an assist on the long goal. Drop pass for Johns. Wrister from Crowell is stopped by the stick and pads of Pavone. 11:07 left here, second period. You're listening to ACHA M3 Action here on LI Sports Network. Anthony Donnarumma. Zach Solomon is goated. Oh. He certainly made his presence known throughout this series and in this game. See if he can get himself on the score sheet with a goal. Yet to be determined. Solomon, the Smithtown native, so a local product. Rolls on toward the goaltender, Nagy. Out in front. Low shot. Looking for a tip. It did. It just went wide. To the line. Held in for the moment by Riberich. But now Delaware can escape the zone. And in with speed. It is that's a shot wide from Engel. Rams take it back behind their net. They'll try to reverse to initiate the clear. That's exactly what they do. Ian Riberich establishes the zone. Backhands on goal. And a swing and a miss from the defender. Surprised goaltender Nagy, who abruptly covered up. .10:03 left here in the second. We apologize for any buffering or lag. Try to figure that out. That's at least what it's telling me the stream's doing. Long shot, sticked away by Pavone. Walsh couldn't keep in. Scribner with DeAndrea draped all over him. Chris DeAndrea's had a number of great chances. Takeaway. Lafata couldn't get a shot through. Diving effort from Scribner. DeAndrea's pass out in front deflects out of the zone, splitting the D. Slipping to the ice Lena creates the chance here for Delaware. Faking the one-time shot, Mangone. He's got it back. Mangano, pardon. Scribner holds in at the blue line. Walsh to Mangano, past him. Rams first on the loose puck, flip out. Here's Peary. Out of the zone, Paratori rifles it back in, past the stick of goaltender Nagy. Rams retrieve in the corner. Manzi sends it across. Pace there to keep it deep. Flip toward the front of the net, taken away again by Pace. With Waddick out in front, fanned on the one-time shot. Waddick again deflects over the top, but now out of play. Tyler Waddick. This time providing the grade A chances for Farmingdale, just unable to cash in. So 8 seconds game. No, 6 seconds apart. Four seconds. That goal was scored 4 seconds. 3. It's got to be one of the fastest goals scored in the ACHA this year after a prior goal was scored. I don't know if we'll have the research to back that up, but hey, you can take my word for it. It's going to be tough to top. Good possession here for Delaware. That drive is stopped by the blocker of Pavone. Ripping the shot was Crowell. Good on the forecheck here from Allen to the blue line. Shot deflected. They score! Delaware tied at 4. A point shot taken by Gavin Johns, redirected in front. And Alex Burchard, I believe, with the deflection on the Johns shot. Allen would pick up the secondary assist, I think, as he's third on the handshake line. Let's take another look. You're going to see the shot from Johns. There's the deflection. Burchard in front. Flipped on goal and handled by goaltender Nagy. With 7:30 left here in the second, Farmingdale's once had 4-2 lead has evaporated as we're all even at 4, and the 8th goal of the game has been the most between the two teams combined in this series. The 4 goals allowed, also the most by Delaware in a game this year. Lavoie toward the net and shielded off by the left pad of Marco Nagy. Face off, one shot, scores! What an absolute snipe! Noah Lavoie, a water bottle popper. 5-4 Farmingdale. Look, this is gonna happen right off the draw. Yeah, get in here, Frank. Check it out, right off the draw, Lavoie, wrister. Came out as soon as it went in. Frank, what do we think of that shot? Just shaking his head in disbelief. How did he pull that off from really a tough angle? 5-4 Rams. A one-time shot across. DeAndrea off the lively Karam. Can't get it back out in front. He is due for a goal. Way too many grade A's for Chris DeAndrea to not find pay dirt. Meanwhile, enraged. We've seen some bad blood between these two teams. Nothing too crazy. A fight in the first game. It was a wrestling match that turned into an MMA match that turned into both players leaving the ice for the rest of the game. So face-off coming back down to the left of Nagy. That is where Farmingdale won the face-off, and Lavoie ripped that shot upstairs. Can Farmingdale do it again? This time with Wadika. They cannot. They try to keep in the zone the best they can. The puck just barely comes out. And whistle halts play. Offsides, I believe, will be the call here. And so the puck will be dropped just outside of the Blue Hen zone. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to LI Sports Network's coverage of the ACHA M3 Farmingdale matchup here tonight. Here's Wadika, wrist shot blocked. Knocked down in front. It was Johns getting in the way of it now. 2-on-1 developing. Shot from DePrisco denied, and Pavone reaching out for a rebound that never came. Fanning on it was DePrisco. Wadika the other way. Poked away from him by Johns. Long will get it back to Crowell, and now Johns. Manzi with the check, and now Lena trying to send it up the near wall. Sent all the way back in, though, by Delaware. Wadika trying to spring Manzi ahead. Manzi trying to track it down in the skates of all the Rams, and now the Delaware can come back out with it. And Scribner in with speed, hits the brakes and tumbles to the ice. Nearly a break for Manzi going the other way, but a good defensive play to intercept. That time by Colin Healy. Into the zone, Shea Walsh. Walsh backhanding up the near wall. Shot toward the front of the net there. Trying to get a deflection there for Levy, who was set up in front. Wadika sends in, gets smushed down to the ice, collides with the linesman. The linesman shrugs him off, and off to the bench goes Wadika. We've had whistle-free hockey for a few minutes here. Paratori shoots it up the near side, deflected in by Tom Forty. Pinned down on the far wall, and Farmingdale retake control. Paratori chipping it ahead. Tom Forty into the zone, knocked down by Nagy. Puck not out of the zone just yet, and now Johns will steer it over to Kosh. Kosh backhands in, takes a hit from Paratori to do so. Paul trying to initiate the breakout for the Rams. As we approach 3:45 left here, second period, 5-4 Rams on top of the Blue Hens of Delaware. Turnover behind the net, chance for Delaware. Centering pass doesn't come now to the blue line. Off the stick of Allen. Here's Kosh, wrist shot blocked. Kosh gets it right back. Dropping it for Crowell. Crowell across to Farmingdale. Again, can't clear. Stolen away by Allen. Down to the ice goes Alex Burchard, and now just icing it down. A couple of Rams collided. One of them still down on the ice. Play goes on. That's Paul, who put every fiber of his muscles into that hit, missed, and just crashed into the glass. I'm surprised the glass didn't crack. Back the other way, Lena. Head for Castellano. Again, having just trouble exiting the zone right now with the Rams. They do get it out. Can they get it back into the Delaware into the ice? They can. Thrown to the ice. Castellano pops right back up. Here's the puck. Castellano shoots, and a save made by Nagy. And there is your extracurricular activity for the night. First, really, we've seen of it. These two teams, all too familiar with one another at this point, as they're probably sick of each other. 3 straight games against the same team. I would start to really not like that other team, really. We're under a minute to go here, or under 2 minutes to go here in the second period, minute 59 and counting. Face off to the right of Nagy, won by Delaware. They do just barely get it out of the zone. Riberich touches on for Castellano. Castellano, low shot, maybe hoping for a tip, didn't get one. Went wide, Lena keeps in. Riberich. Ferrazzi to Riberich. Comes right back to Ferrazzi. Lena pinching in down the near wall. Circling away from him, though, is Solomon. That's Donnaruma's goat, by the way, Mr. Solomon. Nice play made by ACHA. Trying to shield off the defender. Puck eventually, though, comes to Riberich, and the Rams can get it to the line. Not out. Held in by Rafe Stanger. Rolls on to Pavone, who sticks it away to his defender. Good lead pass. Springs forward Castellano. Castellano's shot blocked right into the shin pad of Colin Healy. Lena flips the puck in. It rolls on edge, resembling that of a car wheel. ACHA. Outstretched poke check, though, of Lavoie. Sets ACHA back. His pass in the skates of Rafe Stanger. Still into the zone with the puck. Delaware. Rafe Stanger on DeAndrea. DeAndrea prevails. Moves it up the near side. A little saucer area pass to Lavoie. Lavoie bumped there by Gavin Johns. Out in front, LaFada takes another big hit to get a shot through. We've seen that many times here tonight. And more discussion after the fact. Engel involved this time for Delaware. You gotta love that and respect that of a forward. Someone who's not afraid to go to those hard areas of the ice, those gritty areas, usually right out in front, as we've seen from LaFada time and time again. He is taking a beating to do so, but generated some real good offensive chances, has a goal in the game as well. The Lavoie goal assisted by LaFada, by the way. Goal and an assist for the aforementioned Luke LaFada as Nagy covers up. Back to action. Final seconds here of the second, who have been evenly matched in each of their prior two matchups. Same can be said here tonight. Will the Rams hold on to the one-goal lead and take their first game against Delaware? With Delaware complete the sweep? All those questions and more to be answered in the third period, which will be coming your way in about 15 or so minutes. Don't quote me on it. So till then, I'll catch you for the third here on LI Sports Network.